Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Trucker Talk Thursday. I'm your host, Marsha Withers with Extraordinary Logistics Solutions. I am so glad that you're able to join us tonight. We have an awesome guest. This month, we're discussing breast awareness. This is breast cancer awareness. Last month, we talked about prostate cancer awareness. I'm going to bring our guest on tonight, Miss Brita.
Hi.
And she's going to join the broadcast. She is very busy these days because of the breast cancer awareness. How are you doing today?
I'm doing excellent. Thank you. How about yourself?
I am doing fantastic. I am so glad that you're able to join us. It was actually a pleasure being able to connect with you for a topic such as this.
Oh, was that my cue? Yes, it's something that is near and dear to me. Um, I got diagnosed with breast cancer in 2016. I immediately knew that I wanted to have a bilateral mastectomy, and I opted for no reconstruction, um, mostly for the reasons so that I would be one and done with it and could go back to trucking as quickly as possible. That was my refuge.
I was looking at your information and following up with you on Facebook and some of your bio, and it's very interesting because you're not from the United States, and you came here in the I believe, late 80s, early 90s.
Correct. So I've been living here now for 30 years. I came over in 1992 in October, um, mostly because it's warmer here than Germany. I moved to Los Angeles, and 10 years later, I started trucking. So I've been trucking now for 20 years. Um, and I think you may started talking about that because in Germany, our healthcare system is a little bit different. I probably would have been better off going there, having everything done and coming back. Having breast cancer here, even with insurance, pretty much bankrupted me.
Oh wow. Okay, how tell us about that.
So, yes, the health insurance did pay for um, my surgeries and my treatment, but health insurance doesn't pay for not being able to work. After surgery, I was not able to drive a truck. If I had been, let's say, a computer analyst, a data entry person, maybe I would have been able to use my fingers still and use the keyboard. But with my job, there was no way after having a bilateral mastectomy to even hook up to a trailer or even get into my truck. My arms were pretty much useless for about 4 months. So health insurance doesn't pay for that. Um, it doesn't pay for all the accessory charges, the things that I needed to buy clothes that would have a zipper in the front only because I couldn't pull anything over my head. These are these little things that people don't know. You know, I had to move everything in my house onto, let's say, waist level because I had T Rex arms. I could not move anything. You know, imagine having your elbows next to your hip, and that's about it. Then you have just your hands to work with. Um, so yeah, I was out of work for quite a while before I finally started going on the truck again. The first trip was horrible. It I When you can't move your arms much and you don't have much strength in your arms, yeah, it puts a lot of things in perspective.
Okay. Now, you say you were out of work about 4 months after you've had your surgery.
That is correct. I wanted to go back to work earlier, but I had to be honest to myself. At that time, I was already, 48 years old. Um, trucking is a very physical job. Even if you're just sitting in the cab, it's still very physical. Um, so yeah, I had to be honest with myself, and I gave myself a little bit of time. Went back to work after 4 months. Then I opted, thank goodness, I opted for staying flat, because if I would have gone through the reconstructive process, it would have been a few operations to get to the desired results that women would want. Um, and then I decided not to do chemo and radiation. I turned both of that down too. Now imagine if I hadn't. How in the world would I have been able to go back to trucking and still um, make appointments uh, and deal with the physical pain and nausea and that comes with chemo and radiation? So I'm really glad that I did that.
Okay. And so since your surgery, and that was 10 years ago that you
No,
had your
6 years ago,
6 years ago.
2016. Yes.
Okay. And so now that you're back trucking and you're driving and you're doing something that you love, what kept your passion for coming back to the road?
I always wanted to be a truck driver. I think since I was 4 years old, I wanted to be a truck driver. And as I was saying, it's my refuge. Whenever there's anything that doesn't go as planned, I'll go on the truck and I sit there, on the road. No, I don't sit, I drive on the road for, I don't know, a week, and I come back all good again. It's it's therapy. It's wonderful. Um, a year later, after my initial surgery, I had a second surgery. I had a complete hysterectomy because I did not want to take estrogen blockers. Again, I think about a lot of things and I research a lot of things. So instead of putting something into my body, I opted to take something else out again. That surgery set me back even further. That was harder than the bilateral mastectomy.
Hmm.
And again, I went back to work relatively quickly, just I think 3, 4 weeks, but it was extremely hard. I could not even close my trailer doors. I had to ask people to close my trailer doors or open my hood because there was no way I could do that. But people were helpful, and I went through it, and I got stronger again. And now you wouldn't know that I had anything happen except that I'm flat.
Uh-huh. Okay, yeah. As I was doing my research, I seen some of your pictures where you are showing that you're breastless now, and you have tattooed art to cover up those areas, and which is interesting because you wasn't alone. There was many other women with you. Is that where you find part of your support system?
I am so thankful you're asking me that. Um, I I always need to have purpose. We all do. It is more satisfying than all the money in the world. Is waking up every morning with a purpose, and uh, advocating to women that after a breast cancer diagnosis to think about maybe not having reconstructive surgery has become a big part of my life,
Hmm.
because I don't know what is going on here. Why are we so obsessed with having breasts that are not even needed anymore at a certain age? Once we are not nursing our babies, we actually don't really need them anymore. And if they try to kill you, don't put implants in afterwards. But in the end, I'm a big believer in choice. So if a woman wants to have them, by all means, get them. But if you think about maybe my solution was something you could live with, you can reach out. There are so many support groups, and any kind of support group will help in healing. I think we heal as a group, as a team.
Okay. When I was looking at your information, I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
Say that again.
I couldn't hear what you were saying.
I didn't say anything.
Oh, okay. Um, so when I was doing my research on this particular topic, and I just found it so interesting for me, is that we have my subject matter last month was prostate cancer, where we talked about prostate cancer, and then we have breast cancer awareness month this month, and the love that the community is showing for women that is going through breast cancer. Is there any particular organization that you work with on a regular that you advocate for breast cancer?
So yes, I work with, I think it's three organizations now. Um, it's one is not putting on a shirt. The other one is aesthetic flat closure, and I want to explain that. Uh,
Okay.
we we are very proud because we accomplished something very significant. Um, Most people don't know that when we get diagnosed with breast cancer and the doctor gives us all our options, the flat option was not in it. It's usually what cup they can give us, which size they can give us with the new breast implants, or the deep. It's called deep, where we they take tissue from other parts of our body and make breasts out of them. So there are all these options, but being flat was never offered. I had to ask for it. And a lot of women, when they ask for the flat option, were left with skin, um, where the doctor would say, well, I left you some extra skin in case you change your mind. So we put it into law now that the doctors have to give that option as well, as an option. And I think that's very, very important that we women are presented with all our options so that we can make an educated decision for ourselves. And yeah, we are very proud of that. So now it is law. So if you ask to be flat, they have to give you a aesthetic flat closure. So the scar has to be aesthetic, flat, skinny and nice. My doctor gave it to me right from the get-go 6 years ago. And I got a tattoo over it because not having breasts didn't bother me, but the scar bothered me.
Uh-huh. Okay. Well, I have a question for you because you are a female truck driver, and you are promoting breast cancer awareness. How have you run into other female truck drivers who have gone through the similar challenges that you have with breast cancer?
Yes, I have. In with It's amazing though. In my 20 years of driving, I only ran into one other um, breast cancer survivor. Um, I don't know if I can mention her, but I think she's very open about this. Kim Lusher. She is also a breast cancer survivor, and she also put that on her trailer. That's the only one, believe it or not.
Yeah, I it was kind of, the information is out there, but it's not really out there in the trucking community for women and to support women that have breast cancer or maybe going through certain situations. One of the companies in Atlanta, when I was doing some research, the husband's wife had breast cancer, and so to celebrate and honor her survival, they gave her a tractor. Well, not a tractor, but his truck, his service truck, was dedicated to her, and they made it pink for her. And I thought that was really awesome how that company, even though she wasn't part of the company, but he was a loyal member of, I guess you can say part of the family, that they will honor her in such a way. And I thought that was just really beautiful, that we are really taking a heed and grasping the importance of bringing this awareness for our female drivers.
Yes, I find that fantastic. I wish more companies would do that. And it doesn't even have to be a whole pink truck, just an acknowledgement, the name, the ribbon, maybe something. I find that very, very amazing.
Yeah, I checked out your website, and I see where you have provided a platform and a opportunity for women to come onto your company as a driver. And I'm not sure if you hire on owner operators or if it's just company drivers. But through some of the videos that I was watching, you had a little bit challenge, with one of your trainers, training you on how to drive. And I seen how you really took that what's the word that I want to use, that you took really awareness of that in your own company, and how you have a bullying free, harassment free policy, that you're not going to tolerate it at your company. And I really thought that was something most companies should take acknowledgement of, especially as women. There are more women drivers coming aboard in driving, to know that even though we are a female, that we're still capable of doing this job just as well as a man is. And now this is really not a male industry anymore. It's both a male and female industry, and it's growing every day. And I really do thank you for that, and really stepping in and speaking on those things as well.
Well, thank you, and I do agree with you. It's not just a male industry anymore. It has changed so much in the last 20 years. I see female truck drivers now daily, which 20 years ago that was not the case. So I'm so happy about that. And yes, I would love to hire as many women as I could hire. I mean, and I would love to train. I love to teach. I learned so many things over the last 20 years, especially because I had a truck that was brand new and then I kept it for 16 years, which I will never do again. Because after 3 or 4 years, you need to turn that equipment in. You have to. You cannot fall in love with your truck. And I did. And so by the end, I was laying underneath that truck more than I was driving it, fixing stuff. And I learned so much that one day I thought, well, if I retire one day, when I retired, I'll take all this knowledge with me. That's not why I went through all of this. I would love to pass all this knowledge on, to a female who would love to listen to all of this every day, learning all these little hacks and tricks and how you can avoid a tow truck. And oh, God, I would love to do that.
So, what are the plans for you in these next, I would say, next few years?
I just ordered another truck. Uh, a sensible one, not one that is like I used to have, one that you can see a mile away. No, one that is no. I learned my lesson. I for 16 years I had a truck that was like a, a closet into the wind that you throw. You made no fuel mileage. It was hard to maneuver it in Brooklyn and Bronx and Boston, but it looked cool. So now
Uh-huh.
other way around, I want brand new equipment that is very comfortable. It has to have great seats because we spend so much time in the seat and we are not getting any younger. So the seat has to be very, very comfortable. Um, it has to be easy to maneuver. Um, New, good fuel mileage, a good non-idling thing, so an APU or something that um, keeps our comfort up. I know because I've been living on the road. I know what makes our lives out here so much easier and saves us from burnout. I mean, I've been doing this now for 20 years, like I said, even with my breast cancer, and I can't get enough of it. And the reasons for that, I need to incorporate them in my next truck so that the next woman that I'm hiring will feel the same way.
Okay, well, maybe we can strategize a plan to see if we can connect with another a manufacturer that can hear our voice and hear some of the things that we need inside of our vehicles, so that it is more friendly for us to
I
get
agree.
around and to move around.
I totally agree. That's why my next one is a Volvo, which I had checked out many, many times because the Volvo, we women really can play house in. It has so many cabins and outlets, and they're all in the right spot. There was definitely a woman involved when this truck, the new Volvo, was developed because everything is so homey. It's seriously, it has all the right stuff in the right places. Yes. And it has a table and a couch and outlets and fridge and freezer and yes, cabinets. Did I mention cabinets?
Space.
Space. Yes, correct,
My
correct.
mom would say more space, more stuff.
More stuff because we have these little things that we need on the road regardless. So, yes. But it makes life easier on the road and it makes um I don't have words to describe it. Um we want to feel home. I feel home in my truck. So wherever I park my truck, that's where I'm home. And I'm good with that.
Okay, well, we have a few minutes before we close out the show today. Is there one thing that you would like to say to a woman that has just found out that she has breast cancer? Is there
Yes.
any words of advice that you would like to provide before we close out?
Yes. Um it is not a death sentence. Number 1. Just because you have breast cancer doesn't mean you're going to die. And you guys really need to understand that. The doctors sometimes overreach so that you go on a lot of treatment. There's so much information out there nowadays. There are so many options. Research. Be your own advocate. That's most important. Be your own advocate. Make your decision and and fight for it. You know, um, I've been out here now for 6 years. Um, I did not do chemo. I did not do radiation, even though it was highly recommended. I'm not saying you all should do that, but it was the right thing for me. And you need to find what's the best thing for you. I decided to have one surgery, stay flat, and go back on the road because that was my healing. I needed that for my healing. You find out what you need to do, and then you do it and then live. So many people are so busy trying not to die that they forget to live. So every day they're preoccupied with, oh, what can I do not to die? No, live. You just have to live. Just enjoy every moment and keep on trucking.
All right. Well, we have your website scrolling now on the screen, and you can reach Brita at bratcatexpress.com if you would like to get in contact with her. She are you currently hiring right now?
Not this very minute because I'm about to go on two cruises um, for the healing, you know. But I will be hiring as soon as I hear news about when the truck is going to be ready because they're building it, you know, there's a little waiting. Um, but yes, I will be hiring.
Okay. And so you can reach out to her, and she's on her Facebook page as well. And
Yeah.
is there any other contact information that you would like to provide for our listening audience today?
It's I'm so easy to find. Brita Novak. If you Google Brita Novak, you will find me. I mean, there's no way you cannot find me. And Brat Cat Express is my Brat Cat was my CB handle, or is still my CB handle, and that's why I named my company after that. I'm the Brat Cat.
All right. Well, I thank you for joining us this evening and sharing the news regarding breast cancer and the survival of it and your passion for trucking. And I hope that you have a fun, fantastic, and safe trip as you take your cruises.
Thank you so much. And I only mention that so that truckers know that yes, there is still a good way to make a living in trucking if you do it right and you're smart about it, and it will provide you with a wonderful lifestyle, you know?
Oh, yes. All right. Well, I'm going to let you go for the evening.
Thank
And you have a great evening, and we will chat later, okay?
Okay. Thank you for having me, Marsha. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye.
All right, that was Brita Novak. She is a female truck driver, breast cancer survivor. And I thank you all for joining in with us today. If you would like more information about her, you can certainly reach out to her. She is pretty much an open book to help you out. Going through breast cancer, you do not have to do it alone. In our next video, I would say video episode, our next taping, we're going to have we're going to look at it on a different perspective. We're going to look at it from a ministerial perspective of breast cancer. Sometimes when you're going through breast cancer or any type of cancer, any illness, I should say, where there is a potential death connection attached to it, you're trying to wonder what can you do, who can you go to, who can pray with you in the event that you need somebody with you. And so we're going to have another guest speaker, and she's going to go in and we're going to talk about the other side of breast cancer when you're connecting with various people that can push you and keep you uplifted so that you won't have to go through this by yourself. And also, this is the last month to complete your IFTA quarterly taxes, right? So if you have not already done your third quarter IFTAs, if you need somebody to help you with your IFTAs, please give us a call at 800-404-5224 extension 703, and we will make sure somebody is available to help you out with your IFTA tax filings. All right, if you have any questions or comments related to this topic, please reach out to me. I would be happy to answer those questions for you. And if I cannot answer them, I will always find somebody to. Remember, this is Extraordinary Logistics Solutions. We do have a solutions for your transportation needs. And we thank you so much for joining us tonight. Have a safe trip out there, and we will see you soon. Goodbye. Oh, wait a minute before I go. Next month, I am giving a tribute to my dad for Alzheimer's awareness. So join us. Tell a friend if you know somebody that's going through Alzheimer's or the support needs support for somebody going through Alzheimer's. Join the show next month. We have an incredible lineup for you all. All right. So I will see you all soon. And you